Alright everybody, what is going on? It is a Tuesday night here, and I took a poll on Facebook and asked everybody what the next video needed to be, so 67% of you wanted to see the bucks that I've killed already, so that's what we're going to do. Starting off, I will put all trophy pictures at the end of the video. Most deer were killed with a Hoyt bow and rage broadheads with gold-tipped arrows. So, let's get started, shall we? The first buck I ever killed was in 2013. It was opening weekend. I believe it was the 23rd of September. And I shot the deer that I used a rattle down with. He was about 110-inch 8-pointer. It was 7:30 in the morning. First deer to come through. Made a bad shot, honestly. But a big cutting range broadhead did the job and put him down within 100 yards. So, every time I go out to the woods, that deer's with me. It's pretty cool. I actually rattled in my 2017 buck with these horns on the same farm. Next was my 2014 buck, which I killed on November 20th or 21st. I don't have his skull around here. I think someone threw it away because it was I was letting the bugs get to it outside, and I don't think they realized and just tossed it. But he was a little spike, nothing major. Made a perfect shot on him at 20-something yards out of a ground blind, and he did like a 60-yard loop and fell over dead. So, my 2015 buck, which I actually do have right there. Little 6-pointer. He was a 7, but he broke off a brow. He did the craziest thing. I was sitting in a new stand on a pinch point, and he came within 3 yards on the side of my tree, licked my stand, and walked out to the field at about 21 yards where I shot him quartering away. He did the same thing, the 2014 buck, and did a half loop and died in the middle of the field. It's nice when they do that and you can drive right up to him. Now, 2016. That was the year I got real serious. I started hunting a lot, and I shot my first couple Kansas does. I'd been on a dry spell for a while with does, and I was getting frustrated. I had shot a buck real high, hit him in that no man's land below the spine or above the spine where all that fat is, and I was real down and depressed on myself, just being a punk. And I started bitching on Facebook and YouTube or Instagram. And I had a lot of support from people telling me to keep my head up and keep going. I'm glad I did, because that's what came out of it. The first really nice buck I've ever shot. He's got super big G2s. Really nice frame. He went maybe 60 yards. I hit him just above the elbow, and then the arrow hit the opposite shoulder. And yeah, he's a pretty nice deer. Super tall. I thought he was a big 7 at first, but where I hit him at such a weird. The arrow went in at a weird angle that the muscle covered the hole, so there was no blood. He broke the arrow off, and there was hardly any blood, maybe 2 or 3 drops. And I ended up catching him with my flashlight as we were looking for him. So that was a really fun experience. My first really nice buck, got him my first taxidermied buck. He came in, I was grunting and rattling, just being real aggressive, trying to get the attention of deer across the field. And he came charging in at 28 yards, and I nailed him. So, he's up on the wall, looking pretty as ever, showing off those big old G2s. And there's the arrow I got him with. A gold tip Kinetic Chaos. This was a super heavy arrow. It's 9.9 grains an inch. And I wish my arrows this year were that heavy, but they're not. But they're micro diameter, so that makes up for it. Now on to 2017. 2017 started really good. First sit of the year, I shot a doe, and it just rained, so it was high pressure, or low pressure, I'm sorry. and it was pretty nice to see a doe early. But shot her at 3 yards and she died. And then I shot a yearling doe because I wanted some meat for the freezer, like November 6th or 7th, I believe. Got a lot of shit on Facebook for it. I don't care. I'll shoot what I want to shoot. And then I had another instance of kind of feeling down on myself because I had grunted a buck in. He came into 40 yards. I missed him. And then the next day I had another nice buck come in. I missed him. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? Well, my sight had been... I forgot to move my sight because I shoot a slider. So that was my fault. And then about a week goes by and it's November 19th. 22 degrees, west wind, or an east wind, which never happens for the farm that I hunt. And I just knew it was going to be a good day, so right before daylight really peaked, I cracked the antlers together, grunted a little bit, threw out some doe and estrus bleats, and the sun came up and hit me in the face, and it caused me to look over my left shoulder, and he was standing there at 18 yards already, blinded by the sun, couldn't tell I was there. He took a path that led him to 26 yards where I double lunged him with a Rage Trypan. And that is that monster right there. 150 inch, massive 10-pointer. He carries his mass through his entire rack. You got some big old 8.5 inch brows, really thick G2s, G3s. Just an amazing deer overall. But that is my biggest deer yet. 150 inches on the dot. Shot him with a Rage Trypan. Not a bend in any of those blades. The tip's not damaged. And shot him with another gold tip platinum pierce. Still got the blood soaked on the arrow. Kind of short. But, so, those are all the deer that I've killed so far. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. If so, subscribe, hit that like button. Throw me a comment if you don't mind. If there's anything you'd like to see or I could do better. Hunting season's right around the corner, so hopefully I'll be able to upload some dove hunting videos, some deer, and hopefully keep you guys up to date what's going on throughout the season. So, hope you liked the video. Share it, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.